back in school. It really affects me now. It really, really does, because like I say, like back then things weren't diagnosed, but the teachers were really cruel to me because of my
Hi
behaviour.
everyone. Concerned about it, Miss Red, you can go to the GP and get it, because this is what's happened with me. Now that I've got ADHD, but now that my son has actually gone through the autistic ADHD and dyspraxia diagnoses and got them all, my mum has actually said, you were like this. But it just wasn't, I was 84 when I was born, so I had to just make do. So, I've actually gone to the doctors to request an autism assessment, so I'm just on a waiting list now for that. So you can still do it.
Yeah.
I've just jumped in quickly. I'm in the same situation as you guys. Can people go and have a look on Send Reform? The video's on there. The Warwickshire Council of what happened with the councillors and things. Apparently they're being investigated. There are some petitions sort of flying around as well. So if there are people that genuinely do feel for Send parents, and there is petitions out there that people can sign, like the more exposure the better, because this is actually what people with Send children are dealing with. There's so many more of these counsellors out there. We've just seen one small council, and is actually all over not even just the UK, it's all over the world. But actually getting help for these children is so much more difficult because of these people, because they don't want to put their hand in their pocket and fund our children getting an education.
Yeah. Okay, Ziggy. I've just seen in the comments, can someone do a live on this? Alex?
Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Oh, thank you.
Someone wrote in the comments, darling, about, doing a live on this. Obviously, your autism awareness live was amazing. Do you think maybe this would be something that you could do?
Yeah, I'll do it Monday. Because I'll do it Monday, 100%. I'll put a post out on that, and obviously, if everyone wants to head over, they can. And because the last one was really good, you know what I mean? A lot of people got to meet friends actually, because a lot of parents had children and said that, don't know any other parents that have got this same condition. And a few people have obviously exchanged numbers and stuff. So yeah, I'll do it Monday, not a problem.
Yeah, I think that'd be amazing. I'm blocking you, Squirrel, because you're a troll account. That'd be amazing, because your autism live, it got really, really good feedback. So
I'm glad this has been brought up and discussed.
I'd really love that, actually. I was diagnosed with Asperger's as a child, and I was always told the same, that I'm just naughty. I didn't really get much help for it, to be honest, and I got bullied quite a lot through school, because I was very different socially. I didn't, and I still don't, even as an adult, get the cues and things, like social cues. I feel like with neurotypical people, there's a lot of unspoken social cues that they just get that I don't get. Like certain, for example, I'll be out with friends, and one of my friends said to me, "Oh, that girl just gave us the dirtiest look," and I don't really recognize facial expressions, if that makes sense sometimes. I don't get these silent ways of communicating. It's quite lonely sometimes. It's quite a lonely world.
I really, really do.
Can I just say something?
Of course.
I think I've spoke on here before. I told you I had a handicapped brother. Well, I was born in 1966. George was born 5 years before me. When he was 6, George had brain damage from meningitis. He was put into a place because he wasn't considered okay for society. So George was put into a place called Lennox Castle. He was in there for about 3 years, and it put him back so badly. The neglect was unbelievable. It was terrible. What scares me now, I've got 2 autistic grandchildren. One's non-verbal, she's still in nappies. The other one's a little bit higher. And my son, their daddy's autistic. I'm terrified to hear this. This has really frightened me that the world's going backwards.
Do you want to know what scares me as well? Is yesterday. Do you know the show, The Undateables?
Yeah.
I followed the girl that was on there. I think she's quite famous now. I think she's on the American one. You might know who I'm talking about. I can't remember her name for the life of me. But this guy in one of the comments of an Instagram post were talking about, have you tried foods without chemicals and dyes in? Like, hinting the fact that, and there were people in the comments hinting at the fact that autism is
That's what caused it.
by
Yes.
like foods and chemicals and things like that. And
It's not.
it just enraged me. I was like, are you putting the blame on my mother and thinking that like I don't know, like this is caused by some type of food or something? Like, do you think, like, how insulting? That's so incredibly awful and insensitive.
When it's heartbreaking for you.
When I was pregnant with my daughter, I had to go up the hospital, the maternity assessment unit, because I had spotting. And when I got there, I got rushed in, into a private room, and I got told at 99.9% chance that I had cervical cancer. I was 31 weeks pregnant at the time, and they were doing biopsies on me, putting me asleep. They put me on morphine while I was pregnant with her. And then it came back that I didn't have cancer. It was a very rare condition that I've got. That there's not that many people who have got it. That's why they thought it was cancer. It had to go to a world-renowned, lab to be tested and everything. And they were saying to me, when you wake up, your baby might not be inside you, which was terrifying. I was only 31 weeks. But anyway, we got past that. I managed to get to 36 weeks with her, and then I had to have a C-section because of everything what was going on. But now I'm pretty sure, I can't say 100%, but I always say, is that why? She's like, I don't know, like myself, every day is a learning curve.
You know what, darling? You'll never know the reason why. Do you know what I mean? Nobody will ever, but there's never a reason why. All children are beautiful,
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Ladies, so obviously Alex is going to hold a live about all this Monday. Has anybody got anything to moan about today about the FYP and things like that?
I was really confused. Are you guys like having some kind of beef with Chelsea Lee?
I ain't got no beef with Chelsea Lee.
I was like really good. So I went on her live, it'd be about 20 minutes ago when she was live, and she had like you guys playing. This was when what's her name? Evil Queen was in. Yeah. And she was basically saying, Miss Red is trying to be like me. She's trying to do all the facial things that I do. I'm sick of people copying off me. And then she was and then I went off and went back on here, and then I went back to see if she was still doing it, and she was. And it was when Evil Queen was in, and she was saying, "Oh, they're all men. They're all just men. They're all behaving like men."
She still manages to tune in at 10 a.m. every morning.
Well, Chelsea Lee Art's just been in and gifted me a couple of roses.
So I was just really confused. I don't know what's going on.
I can honestly say that I don't inspire to be CLA. I don't copy her face movements. And everybody that knows me in real life on TikTok knows that what you see is who I am. Have I picked up some of her sayings? Maybe a little bit, because I've been a massive watcher for a long time. But it's
she's funny, isn't she?
A lot of people have picked up traits on CLA, but what you see with me, the things I do with my face and everything else, that is who I am. I don't put anything on.
I think it might be the case where she might be a little bit stressed or something, because I know recently she's been getting backlash and she might be getting backlash and things, I think, for her art or something. I think there's a spate of people saying that
she gets
things about her art and stuff.
She's a racist, that's what it is. That's why she gets backlash, because she's a racist and a horrible human being, that's it.
Alex, can I ask a quick question?
Dusty tramps yesterday.
It's totally changing the subject, but Alex, can you please do an awareness on epilepsy? Basically, I was born in '84 and I got diagnosed in 2002. Ever since then, I've been on the same medication, and I've been taking benzodiazepines. I take 6 milligrams of clonazepam per day, well as Malamictal. Now, my daughter was emergency C-section. She came out at £2. I went down to 7 stone, and they said they were going to take her off me. So I had really bad
Lima, just for like a
PTSD.
trigger warning, is it all right if Alex speaks to you like privately about it? Because people are sort of like, whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, all it was, it's just a quick awareness, just to let people know that there are a lot more types now, because they diagnosed it as one type of epilepsy, but nowadays there's a lot more different types and different causes and triggers. So is that all right, Alex, if I give you an inbox?
Of course, yeah. Just drop me an inbox and we'll sort something out. Yeah, no problem.
All right, great, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, darling. Is anybody else got anything to say on FYP?
Yeah, Tony and Paul Breach. Why is no one saying anything about it?
Who?
Tony and Paul Breach, man.
Paul Breach is back.
I don't care if he's back. Tony's gonna wrap him up like a flipping Subway sandwich, mate.
Good.
Why? What's happened?
Come on.
Could I just say one thing, Miss Red, and then I'll drop out? My son got diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 7, and when he went into high school, it was really, really bad. So everyone used to say to me, "Oh, he's going to be in trouble. He's going to be in prison. This, that, and the other." Yeah, he was dead naughty in school, but now he's changed his life completely. He's got his own house. And he works, so that's proved everybody wrong what everybody was saying. What everybody said, it's the way I brought him up.
Emma.
Alex, make sure you get Emma in as well.
Yeah, Emma. Monday, right?
Everybody said because I kept him in the name clothes, in the fashion. That was my fault because of the way I dressed him and things.
Oh
and
my
things
God.
like that.
It's terrible.
So did anybody see about Paul Breach and Tony? I have already said it.
What's going on with Paul Breach?
About him raising awareness about Paul Breach and this girl
No.
from 5 Radio or some craziness.
Well, I did have a video to play of Evil Queen speaking on behalf of what Paul Breach was talking about, but that's the only thing I've seen on the Paul Breach.
Let's have a look. Go on. Have you got it?
I haven't got it, Janet. I haven't got what you're talking about. Explain more. Thank you, Team MR.
So there was a lady called, was it Joanna or Joanne or something? She come into the box and she was sort of almost like making out as if Paul was a victim and that he was going to unalive if Tony was to continue, sort of thing. Like, this is the pure gaslight.
Really?
Yeah, he was like not happy.
Wow. Why have I not seen this on the FYP?
I've not seen anything.
Yeah, you
Miss Red, I'm going to drop down if that's okay. I just wanted to say over my son, that's all.
Thank you, Emma. I'm sending you so much love. Alex is
Can you
doing
drop me
live
too,
on Monday,
please?
darling.
Yeah, I'll join.
Okay, thank you.
CJ, I follow Tony and I've not seen anything.
Have you not seen it? So we got some girl in the box and she was pretty much just saying, I don't condone what he's done, but, we've got to think of his mental health. And I just thought, well, what about them, the young girls, their mental health? Because he doesn't give a shit about them. So
Was he not the one that got a young girl pregnant? Really young, 16? Or am I got the wrong one?
I don't know whether it's misinformation. I don't want to spread it, but
Right, that's fine. I get you, love.
Yes, so Paul Breach, Jay, if I'm correct, he did have a young girlfriend and they had a child.
Yeah.
Right, I thought so.
I can remember that.
And she was 16.
She was young, so considering his age, anyone under the age of 25 would have been too young for him, let's be honest in that way.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
So
Jay, no,
crazy.
what do you mean? What was mean?
It gives me the heebie-jeebies, that's the only word I can use for the man.
He does me as well. Oh, no.
You look at me and you can just see, oh no, I wouldn't put my daughter around him and she's 30.
That's
Miss
scary. He's so
Can you drop me,
scary.
please? Can you kick me out? I don't know how to get out. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, darling. Guys, if you want to join the box, can we please keep it centred on the FYP, please, guys?
Can we see if we can
I just wanted. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to add to what Jay was saying. So this lady, I've seen her before. She's her TikTok is 5 Towns Radio or something like that, and she used to have this young boy on her radio singing, and he had disabilities, and I remember her. She had this young lad, and she was all about, you know, raising awareness for his disabilities and him singing on there. And now she's obviously all for Paul Breach, and I'm like, I really hope she doesn't still have this young lad on her show, making out she's still, you know, she's this caring woman who cares about not just obviously disabled children, but children in general. You know, raising awareness and things, and yet she's actually, she works with the children, someone just said.
Wow.
And
she's supporting Paul Breach.
I saw that live. It was awful, the way she had an answer for everything they said, completely gaslighting everything. It was absolutely disgraceful.
Has there been hard case evidence that Paul Breach is a wrong 'un where children are concerned?
Can I just say something about that?
Yeah, go on, Siri.
What bothers me the most about this whole Paul Breach situation is the fact that in the eyes of everybody, what he's doing is wrong. Unfortunately, in the eyes of the law, it's not, because all these people are over 16. So they're over the minimum age to consent and things like that, which is a loophole for him to be able to.
So it's morally wrong.
Yeah, it's morally wrong. I don't know anybody that agrees with it, but in the eyes of the law, he's not actually breaking it, which is obviously a problem.
Is it true that, because I keep hearing this, but I don't know if it's true. Kerry, you might be able to enlighten me on this. If you are, like, say 16, is it true that you can't date anybody over the age of 8, or like somebody over the age of 18 can't date you because you're still legally classed as a child under the age of 18?
No.
You can't.
No?
16 is the age of consent. Mila, can I just quickly ask how old you are? Because I'm getting people in the comments saying...
Yeah, I keep getting that. I'm 27.
Oh, there you go, guys.
I was born in 1996.
I know, she sounds decent age to me.
I'm 42 and I look 18, do you know what I mean? So,
you look 17, Miss Red.
Thank you.
Stop the 18, too old.
Thank you. Oh, we've got Dan back. Hi, Dan.
All right. I come in on that Paul Breach situation. I was just going to say what she said. Like, from what, like, people are like I don't agree with it. Like, morally, for me, I'm 32, and I don't think I wouldn't go anyone lower than 25. Like, that's just as a person. But like, he's not been convicted of anything. He's not got anything. Like, it's morally wrong. Yeah, I agree. I don't like it. I think it's creepy. But he's not actually broken any laws, has he? So like the whole like, it's just creepy. That's all it is. But he hasn't actually broken any laws, so it's not like you can be
anyone can go after him.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, he's going by the law and what the English law is. Like, unfortunately, it is grim, but that is the law. He's going by the law, which is just that's where everyone needs to take it up with, well, the law, not really him, because he's not actually breaking the law, which is grim. I don't like it, but it is what it is.
It's frustrating as well, though, because he's so cocky about it. He's like, I've got no criminal convictions.
Yeah, because he knows that he can get away with it if he says that. He hasn't got any convictions for it, so he knows that regardless what we think of him, he doesn't give a shit, because legally he hasn't done nothing wrong. Like, and it makes me feel ill. Like, I'm sure a lot of us in here are parents ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, if my son come home and, at 26 and was like, oh yeah, I've got someone pregnant and she's 16, my God.
You'd die, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. God, Jesus.
Poppy, honey, do you mind if I drop you, please, to get some
please, darling, go ahead. I can drop. I'm learning.
Thank you, my darling. Thank you.
Bye, darling. Bye, Jay. Bye, lady.
Bye, puppy.
Thank you.
I'm going to drop as well.
You
I'm
want
going to drop as well. My work here is done. See ya.
Bye, darling. I just want to get because Evil Queen was talking about this last night.
When people say, "Oh, we got a 16-year-old pregnant," everybody thinks it's in this day and age, but it wasn't. It was 13 years ago, and he was 30 and she was 17, whatever. So there's actually a 13-year-old fully grown child in the middle of this. You know what I mean? So people are trying to make out like it's current daytime and that's what's happening now and stuff. They went on about he walked past the school, and because he's a recognisable face, they went, "Oh, can I have a picture with you?" And because he posed for the picture, that makes him some this, that and the other. So far I've not actually seen people going on non-molestation orders with this ex, but that could be because they got a messy breakup, nothing to do with children. I just think that it's very serious to be accusing people of being paedophiles in 2024, you know what I mean, when the internet's so dangerous, you know what I mean? So
I'm scared to take a picture like this, and my chat know themselves. If like someone who's like a kid, like 15, 14, 16, whatever, because obviously you don't know who watches you, but people come up and they ask for photos and stuff. If
this is what I mean, they're asking you for a picture, you're not going over to them, go and let me get a picture with your school kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know what people's narrative. Like next minute they post it, and you're sat there like, I always say to them, can your mum get in the photo? Because I don't want that ever pushed on me, because like I know, you know what I mean. And you don't want that could crush somebody if they can push that on. If you're taking a kid with if you're taking a picture with a young kid, and it's unintentional, and they push a different narrative on it. Like, so it worries me.
You just have stronger morals than he does, clearly.
Hi, Observer.
Off and said, "Well, it's TikTok. Like, I can't stop them from gifting." Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's exactly the problem.
Like, making a
TikTok are allowing this. Like, that's like, unfortunately, morals come into this. Some people don't have them, and they're not asked. Like,
well, he's replied. Dan, his reply to that was, without the young, this is how he makes money. If he was to put his live or turn these young kids away, he wouldn't be able to make money. That's out there. Do you know what I mean? So he clearly knows he's accepting them from young kids.
Because his watchers are very young because of the type of thing he does and stuff like that. Like, and it's weird, like he's famous to the young people.
Did you see, like, there's a post yesterday, so he's been arguing back and forth with this young girl he was staying with, and in this Snapchat he puts up trying to get back at her, he clearly says that he knew that the 15-year-old cousin was meeting up and having intercourse with a 15-year-old girl, with a 46-year-old man, but he never told the parents and he didn't tell anyone about it. That's wrong.
That's good, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's on my post. It's on my page. Like, you can't be turning around and trying to get back at someone and say, "Oh, well, you told me that you were sleeping with a 46-year-old man, but I didn't tell your mum about it." Like, wow, you knew that she was being groomed by a 46-year-old man and you didn't tell anybody about it. That just shows the mentality.
I don't watch him. I've seen some of his things. I've seen some of his videos and stuff like that. Like, and I've watched it on the FYP, and it cringes me out. But I don't watch him. I don't actually know too much about him. But I do. All I know is that from what I've, I don't actually know any facts. To be quite honest, I don't really know any facts about him.
We're saying obviously about the young kids and that and the live and that. So obviously we said about sending proof. They sent it all over, and you can clearly see from the screen recordings and from the photos, like, they've clicked on the people's profiles and you can see their ages in it. They're in school uniforms, they're all in that. But he's having conversations, like, he's talking back with them in his chat. He's even got some of them as mods. Do you get what I'm saying? Which is, to me, is disturbing. It's disturbing, especially when people make accusations. And the whole thing, I get what EQ's saying about it was back in the day with a girlfriend, but to me, he was still a 30-year-old man that got a 16-year-old pregnant. Do you get what I'm saying?
But in the eyes of the law, and also she's 30, nearly 30, so she could actually say if she felt like she was taken advantage of. That's my point, and she doesn't say that. You just can't internet people say that there's a problem with it when there wasn't a problem.
She does. EQ, she does. That's why she's got an order against him. This is why
that's because of the messy breakup. It's nothing to do with the child abuse.
She's spoken out about it before.
Speaking is not enough facts, though, is it? I could speak about things now and say lies. People do say things in messy breakups. But he's not abused any children. That's what I'm saying again. Like Alphabet hadn't.
I've got to be honest, Paul Breach gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, of course, he's a bit creepy and stuff, and you know what I mean, his morals are low, but
I do
he's not
think that he
committing
tries
crimes.
to act younger than what he is, EQ. Do you know what I mean? With his movements and everything he does.
I'm all about if
He
you commit crimes,
manipulates
fair
these
enough.
younger viewers by telling them, yeah? He tells them stories like, oh, I may kill myself tomorrow.
Is he committing any crimes?
No, but that's just, come on, Iki, you just...
No,
you've
you're
got a
not the
younger
moral
audience, but you
police,
think
love.
that's
You're
all
not
right
the
for him to
moral
sit and tell
compass. You're not
people
the
that
moral
on live.
police. You've got no right to be telling people how to morally behave. It's not your morals. You've got
But at the end of the day, it ain't. If you clearly know you've got a younger audience, yeah, then why would you sit and say that?
Exactly, no face.
But he's not committing no crimes, so it's nothing to
No,
do with
but
that.
that comes down to morals, doesn't it?
So are you the
My
moral
morals
compass?
are in the right place, and
Are you
yours
acting
clearly
yourself
ain't. Because if you
as the
think
moral
that's
compass,
morally
please?
right, then you're deluded.
But
Because at the
are
end
you
of
the
the
moral
day, Jesus
compass?
telling,
Are you
it
the
just
moral
clearly
compass for
said
his
that he's
TikTok?
got a younger audience, but yet he's going to sit there and tell people that he's going to unalive himself tomorrow.
So what are you going to do? He's not committing no crimes.
That is disgusting.
So what? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it, love? He's not
We're
committing
going to
no
make
crimes.
awareness of it, EQ, hence what we're doing now. That's
Yes,
what we're doing about it.
so don't indicate that he's a child abuser when he's not.
Have I indicated that?
I'm saying if going forward, a lot of people are.
Have I indicated that? Stop jumping off the subject
A
of
lot
what I
of
was just
people are
saying.
in the
I've
chat
clearly just told you what
indicating.
my thing is about, and you're trying to divert it to something else.
I'm not diverting anything. I'm just speaking facts.
The facts are, a 30-year-old man got a 16-year-old pregnant. He loves to
and they've got
interact
a
with
13-year-old
underage kids
child.
on live. He loved to interact with underage kids on live, yeah? He's got an order against him where him and his partner with a baby, he's not allowed to see, he's not allowed to
Not a
talk
baby,
about.
13 years of age.
Yeah, 13
Stop
years of age still
lying.
now. Yeah, well, it's still his baby. Do you know what I mean? It's his kid.
No, it's your wording.
at the end of
That's
the
just my problem, is the way you word things. You're indicating that he's a nonce.
How am I indicating? I've just told you.
He's got an order against him. No, he's got a non-molestation order with his ex-partner because they've had a messy breakup.
People clearly know he's 43 now. I just said when she was 16 and he was 30. So how is that trying to make up thing? That's you.
Because you're saying about this non-molestation.
At the end of the day,
you
you're
don't shut
showing
up,
your
do you, to let me
morals?
speak?
No,
You're saying
you're
about this
showing your morals
non-molestation
right now
order.
by saying
We've
that
had a
it's
messy
right for him to
breakup. It's
turn
got
around
nothing
and
to do
say
with children
that
or
he'll
child
unalive
abuse.
himself in front of 12 and 13-year-olds.
Is it illegal to say that?
It's all right.
Is it illegal to say that?
No, but it's morally
And
not
again,
right.
he's 43-year-old and he's still doing what he's doing in front of a very, very young audience. No, it's maybe not against the law, but he is just like, he gives that vibe off. But I do agree that word is chucked about too much, and I have seen in the comments a couple of people saying pearl.
Exactly.
There was only one person who chucked that word to me, and they were on about me having my grandchildren in the trailer. I've got no criminal record, no nothing against me, so that word is chucked about. But I do, no face, I agree with everything that you've said.
Listen, me and EQ can have conversations, do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I ain't falling out of EQ over it. Like, we're adults, that's how things are. Sometimes people have to get a bit heated when they're trying to get their point across. But at the end of the day, that ain't going to change how I feel and how I see things. If you clearly know you've got an underage audience and you're willing to sit there and tell people that you're going to unalive yourself tomorrow, like, that is morally wrong if you think that's okay.
Guys, can I just say something? Evil Queen didn't leave. She got a violation. If she wants to jump back in the box is there for her. She didn't leave. Sorry, Dan.
Morally, he is a tit. Like, his morals are all over, like, well off. But unfortunately, because of the English law, he's not, like, from what it is, he's not actually. What's that fucking sound? Is that Pearl?
Yeah.
Who's just said that?
Because your sound's really echoey, Pearl, darling.
Oh, sorry. I'll jump out.
I love you.
Love
Like
you
the
too.
whole
Bye.
thing with the school
Love
thing
yous.
where EQ said about the school kids going up to him and asking for a photo, that ain't entirely right. So he was seen outside of a school and he approached a couple of young girls, and these young girls were approached by a teacher saying and explained the situation. They sent out a letter to every parent explaining that Paul Breach had been around kids. Yeah, the school done this, sent out a letter to every parent to say what had happened, and said that Paul Breach had been asking underage children for fucking photos. That was the school. You know what I mean? Just because he hasn't been arrested yet, don't mean that he isn't going to be arrested.
is that a police matter then? Because if he's asking underage kids for, I don't know. That's what I mean. I don't know much about him. I just know.
Like, and that letter's all over. Like, people can look that up. Like, people got emails. Do you know what I mean? Like, parents come straight on TikTok and was putting it all up as well. Like, wow, what's this all about?
It's insane. I just want to hear what Bev's got to say. Hi, Bev. You've had to for ages. You need to unmute, darling. Unmute. Press your unmute button.
Can I just say something, guys? Yeah, one thing I have noticed.
Chris, darling. Sorry, love. I just want to hear from Bev first, mate.
I'm late to the party this morning, Miss Red, so I don't know whether it's been mentioned or not already on the FYP. I just wanted to see whether anyone's talking about the M's and the stalker.
We ain't speaking about that yet, darling. We're talking about Paul Breach, the Paul Breach situation.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the M's and the stalker situation. Is this recently?
EQ was talking about it last night. It was EQ's theory.
Oh, okay, darling. We'll get into that after.
In the kitchen. You know the fella that's in the kitchen at the moment. What's his name again? Martha or somebody.
Oh, I don't know, love.
She's got somebody in the kitchen at the moment, hasn't she? And EQ's theory is that it's the stalker that's being sent in the letters.
Oh, well, Em's giving to the stalker, did she?
Yes. That's why I wanted EQ back in, but she keeps getting violated.
Yeah, she keeps on getting violations. Justice for EQ. Hiya, Chris.
Hiya. One thing I've noticed about, that Paul Breach, I totally agree with what DJ Decor says and No Face says, that
that's him.
It's very cringy. It's very cringy. And what any normal person would set their life to over 18s only.
I don't.
I don't.
Because then you can only go. Yeah, but you can only go against somebody then who has an over 18 live only. So I can only battle anybody else who chooses to put their live on over 18 because.
Yeah, I do obviously for safety.
So that over 18, they're going to expose them. So what does that say about you and everybody else who doesn't do that? You know, you can't have one rule for one and threaten them basically with violations and posters. You know what I mean? If they don't do it.
I always set my lives to over 18, obviously pure for safety, and it just covers yourself.
Yeah, but I'm not getting my tallywhacker out on live, so
I don't get me jallywhacker out.
I
ain't affecting any kids because I ain't doing anything weird. Like I ain't. Sometimes I'm a bit rude, but if you're a 15-year-old and fucking hell, when I was 15.
Don't say it.
Don't say. No, when I was 15, it was back in the midst of time. I'm going to jump out, guys. Somebody else.
In no case don't fall out, by the way. We never do. We just always have little debates, but we don't fall out.
That's what adults do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What I was going to say, okay, so M's misread. So basically, this is my theory. So do you know when she was getting the stalking letters and they was writing with big, long letters? I think it's Barker. I think it's him the whole time because the letters have now stopped. He's in her life. He's in the kitchen. He's putting his jumper over his face. He's not wanting to be live, but he is. It's like, you've got to remember, to stalkers and a creep like this, he'll want to control them. And at the moment, she is uncontrollable. So I believe that he's the stalker and she's sleeping with the enemy. Literally, I think he's wormed his way into her life and then came along as Barker afterwards. You know what I mean?
Do you think?
I agree with that.
I believe I saw on my dad's life. That is my genuine theory. Honestly, that's my genuine theory, that he's wormed his way in and he's going to try and control her and take over her life and stuff. And yeah, I think that's what he's doing. He started off with the stalking letters and it's gone from there because all of a sudden these stalking letters have stopped, haven't they?
Chelsea, someone in the comments just said she got a text off the stalker yesterday.
That's just covering his own back. He's probably got a second phone. He's a creep, Miss Red, believe and trust. No, you don't need to, but I'm just saying, it doesn't take nothing to have a little burner phone in your bag and send them a quick text, you know what I mean?
Do you know this Barker? Was he the one that was going around taking money off people?
I don't think so. I don't know, though.